And hello there folks, RJB here from RJB TV, and today we got some Brain against SanFrancisco. First of all, I didn't know I had this, but it turns out that Brain... I had Brain replays lying around. I just figured out that I had Brain replays lying around here on the name Fastest Maps. And he's against SanFrancisco, who was in the previous video against Burger Sasu, where he played a phenomenal best of 5 against the one and only Burger Sasu. He played so good that I was convinced that I have to cast this set with Brain against SanFrancisco because it is gonna be very good. It has to be very good. With how good SanFrancisco is, this guy is, in my opinion, like, I don't know who this guy is. He could be just SanFrancisco, he could be someone else, but all I know is this guy is really good. Which means, when he's playing against Brain, considered to be the best player of all time on Fastest Map 1v1 and 2v2 with 3v3, but yes, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I've kind of been running in circles for this introduction because I don't really have much to say. But I just hope this is going to be a great set of games. We're going into a best of 5. There's going to be a couple of videos, maybe 1, 2, 3, depending on how long the games are. But yeah, I've got a good feeling about this. So Brain starts off with a factory build order. Factory build orders are pretty much the meta right now in Korea. Not a lot of players go for triple barracks anymore. Sometimes they do, but pretty much most of the time I see people go for double factory opening because it just turns out that it's really strong. It has a lot of pushing power with the double factory into a triple factory Vulture tank push. There's a lot of pushing power that Protoss players just seem to really struggle against. They just really have a really difficult, hard time against that timed push about 5 to 6 minutes. The double factorable order just has so much power packed into that timing of around 5 minutes to 6 minutes and 7 minutes. It's very difficult to fight back. And I'm not sure who invented the build order specifically, but I've seen the double factory build order happen at least 4 years ago already. The first time I saw someone do it on Fastest Map in 1v1 was Brain. No, not Brain, I mean, it was Light. And he almost beat Duram with it. Really quickly as well, he almost beat Duram with it. But back then, it just looked like the build order needed some refinement, some optimization, some fixes. It had some problems here and there, some weaknesses. And I think by now, 4 years later in 2023, that people have somewhat figured out how to counteract all those weaknesses that the Terran is exposed to against a Protoss with this double factory build order. So we have Brain going for double factory, we've got a Vulture out on the map, and we have SanFrancisco here going for the regular standard Nexus first into a Forge into 2 cannons in the choke build order. He's got a Citadel of Aduna on the way, which of course means that he's probably going to go for Dark Templars, but there's an option to go for Zealot speed and Dragoon range as well. If it turns out that Brain is in fact going for Vultures and Factories, which he is, and you can already see that SanFrancisco adjusted his build order really quick. I thought he was going to go for Dark Templars, but he's already making Dragoons, adding another gateway and getting us single robotics for maybe a shuttle or maybe observers, because you need observers against Vultures, because Vultures can place mines on the middle of the map, which will kind of stop your ability to move into the middle of the map towards the enemy base. So Brain is just going to lie there in the front and wait for stuff to leave SanFrancisco's base. It's kind of like an early warning system, but we have Dragoons already moving out, coming across the map, going for the attack. There's only 2 Vultures, and Vultures are pretty damn weak against Dragoons. Vultures only do half damage against big units, and Dragoons are medium-sized units. So they do half damage. They do full damage against everything that's considered small. Dragoons, though, already entering Brain's base, but he is staying there. He's giving him a little bit more time. Mines will soon finish. The Vultures are there waiting to put down the mines, trying to buy some time. Now this could end right here if he made more Dragoons, but he only has 2 Dragoons. Like, I think Brain got a little bit lucky here because he really tried to cheat the system by going for double factory, 2 machine shops, a command center, and no siege tanks. He really delayed the mines because he wanted to get the command center first. And I think that SanFrancisco made a mistake by not building a second round of Dragoons. Imagine if a second round of Dragoons had come across the map to attack right here, while there are only 4 Vultures there to defend. 6 Dragoons would have killed Brain. So Brain gets away with a little bit of luck there, because SanFrancisco just wanted to go for Dark Templars. And Dark Templars, they're good, they're great, but I think Brain knows that Dark Templars are now on the way, coming across the map, because there's mines and Vultures that are spotting out that shuttle. He's going to fly straight into that base. He has a scan, no engineering bay. No engineering bay, so he has to rely on mines and a scan to kill the Dark Templars. There's Goliath's taking down the shuttle. Goliath trying to get out of harm's way. Mine explodes on all of his Vultures. That is terrible. That is going to kind of stop him from being able to kill the 1 Dark Templar in the top corner. That is disaster. 1 mine killed 1 Dark Templar and 5 Vultures. Talk about hurting yourself. That is really big self-inflicted damage, but he almost has enough energy for another scan. He's trying to clip into the Dark Templar. It's really smart micro. It's really smart micro. He's trying to make sure that the Dark Templar cannot just keep hitting those SCVs. He's trying to surround it and block it. He's putting all of his units around it, but more Dark Templars are entering the base. This looks a lot what SanFrancisco did in the games against Burger Sasu. Dark Templar assault from all sides, but it doesn't get the kill, stays alive and almost no HP whatsoever. SanFrancisco starts out, guns blazing, arms swinging, punches landing, and Brain is in some trouble. 34 SCVs, he wanted to be on more already, but he lost about 8 SCVs to the Dark Templars, lost a lot of units as well. Things are not looking pretty. But now he's got 4 factories, and he's got production rolling. Dark Templar still alive. He's building a science vessel, he's building a dropship, getting siege mode and 2 siege tanks as well, placing mines around the Dark Templar to try and get it to die against the mines, and dying it does. One more Dark Templar there in the front. There's a miner on the middle to give vision and to explode on everything that leaves the base. I think he's going for very fast carriers here. That's a fleet beacon coming in as well. And more Stargates. He's going for carriers. So it's a Dark Templar drop. And then he's going straight into carriers. That's a very interesting dual order choice. I've not seen anyone do this before. He's not even really dropping anymore. He does have a shuttle there hanging in the air, but it's not filled up with Reavers or High Templars. He's just going for carriers. The fleet beacon is almost finished up. More Dragoons are coming out to try and, of course, make sure that Brain does not go for a push against SanFrancisco. Observers are on the middle of the map. More mines are being placed on the side for vision. Brain is playing this one really smart. He played it very risky though. Like, Brain is so confident in his micro ability that he pretty much takes the most risk out of everyone and anyone I've ever seen in my life. But because his micro is so extremely good, he makes it work. Not many people can do that. Actually, pretty much no one can do that. But SanFrancisco here is pushing Brain to his limit, it appears. Brain cannot attack. Brain got slowed down so much by that Dark Templar harassment that he's now stuck on 4 factory production. He's getting 2 more. He's got 3rd command center on the way, on 56 SCVs. He's got 2 armories for air and for ground upgrades on the tanks and Goliaths. He's preparing himself for the carriers. We've got 7 carriers that are on the way from 8. You've got 8 Stargates already. Getting an Arbiter Tribunal as well. These might be some of the fastest carriers I've seen without any drops whatsoever. You're just going dropping some Dark Templars straight into the carriers. It's a very interesting build order. He has a double Cyber Core as well, getting Dragoon range, because he apparently did not have Dragoon range yet. He has 1 air armor, 1 shield, so he already has 1-1-0 upgrades there for the air. Getting level 1 attack now as well. Wait, he still doesn't have level 1 attack. Still no level 1 attack. I cannot see the upgrades there for attack, but I think that if he has Dragoon range spinning, that it means he is getting level 1, level 2 armor already. So 2 armor, 1 shield. And ground armor and weapon as well. He's trying to spot out a path into this base to get a tank drop onto SanFrancisco. He's got the Goliaths there as well to maybe find some observers and kill the observers. So now we have 8 factories, getting 2 more, 1 starport. That is another barracks, because the barracks here is going down, and when the barrack dies, he can no longer build factories. So he's building another barracks here back at home. And you're better on the side, getting some turrets there on either side as well. Finally filling out the bottom side. He's going for the attack. He's already going for the attack. He's on 170 supply, 71 SCVs. He's rich. Does not have a lot of production, but it should be just enough to keep up with the carriers and the couple of gateways that SanFrancisco has. He's getting more gateways now as well. He's already got the Arbiter Tribunal finished up. Getting 2 more carriers. And the carriers are actually ignoring that frontal attack, and they're going for a counter. Are they gonna try to trade bases here? Actually, SanFrancisco turns around, finds it to be not a very good idea to go for a counter attack, turns back around back home, where he now has to defend against a tank Goliath army that's breaking into his base all the way into the backside. Maybe a little bit too greedy from Brain here, but he knows things that we don't. He's gonna try to kill the probes. Getting very close, firing on the Arbiter. Dark Templars on the ground, no scan, no vessel either. Carriers. Okay, Brain went in a little bit too far, a little bit too deep. Tank drop coming in there though. Tank drop is going to try. Oh, the defensive matrix is not enough to keep the tank alive. SanFrancisco saves his own life just in time. Brain had some really good ideas using the tank and Goliath push forward into SanFrancisco's base to go in with a tank drop and use defensive matrices to try and snipe the probes, but it didn't work. We have a Dark Archon morphing and mind control on the way. Level 3 armor for air already being researched. He is very far ahead with his air upgrades. Dark Templars walking across the map, but they get spotted by mines and they almost die. Then they get spotted by a vessel and they do die. So Goliath's in the middle of the map trying to pick a good angle to fight against the carriers. Brain has some really good Goliath control against carriers. It's very difficult to play carriers against Brain. I've seen probably the very best anti-carrier play ever in my life from Brain. He's already got level 2 attack for ground, 1 armor, level 3 on the way, level 2 armor also on the way. He's in a really good spot with his upgrades. Carriers in the air with their level 0 attack. They do not do as much damage as they could if they only had level 1 attack, but it's almost finished up. EMP there on the carriers. There's no shield battery, so the shields are gone forever and ever. Going into the base, EMP there on the High Templars. 1 more High Templar on the side, but it does not have enough energy. Dark Templars are on the ground, and they are doing some work because the Goliaths are chasing down the carriers. The carriers are finding a pretty good spot there on the corner to defend. Templars storming on the same spot, and they don't really kill that many of the Goliaths as they retreat into the choke point. Another tank that they're arriving on the scene, but this one gets taken down as well. Probes once again do stay alive. Brain is a tricky player, using the Goliath to distract from the tank drop yet again, but SanFrancisco does not get distracted that easily. But SanFrancisco, he's in a pretty difficult spot. He plays funky, he plays weird, he plays ballsy. And so far, he's still in the race. Goliaths have kind of shrunk in number, more tanks entering the map. He's got about, that's 11 factories, make it 12, make it 13, 14, 15. 15 factories in the base at the moment. 2 more armies for air upgrades. He's in a pretty good spot with his production. He needs a couple more scans and detection though. He's got 2 vessels there in the back, dancing back and forth, making sure they don't die. That is that professional vessel control that only professionals kind of have, because they learn how to control their vessels playing Terran against Zerg on the normal maps, where Scourges are always hunting down the vessels, and vessels are pretty much the most important unit in Terran against Zerg. Really good carrier micro there on the hillside from SanFrancisco, sniping all the tanks forces Brain to unsiege and retreat back into the middle. The Goliaths are getting a couple more shots off there, though, on the carriers. The carriers are bruised and battered. Look at them, low HP. This one almost dead and gone. Please make some shield batteries right here and heal those bitches up. Heal them up. So once again, big army entering the middle. Almost level 3 attack. Very close to finishing up. It's this one. Very close to finishing up that level 3 attack. It's level 2 armor. And these are the air upgrades for 1 and 1. Drop there on the side, ready to go in. But oh, the vision from the barracks allows the turrets to shoot on the Corsair. One Corsair goes down. Shoulder still in the back. But now Brain knows there's a drop coming in over the bottom side. And he's going to kill the cannons here. He's moving his entire army into this 3 o'clock. Carriers are dancing back and forth. They are now at a number of 10. He's one more. It's back at home. He's added to the group. Oh, the one Goliath there. Oh, that hurts. A lot of damage. Killed the tanks. Drop got sniped as well. Actually, the drop flew over to the left side of the map. A lot of turrets in between, so I do not think this one will arrive on destination, but the carriers might give it some support that might allow it to arrive at the SCVs and kill some SCVs. But I think San Francisco is going to have to turn around and turn back home because there's a big army knocking on his front door, although there's a lot of cannons there in the front that he's going to have to push through first, and there's only 2 tanks there in the front, and there's a lot of Goliaths. And he's attack moving the Goliaths into that, and now San Francisco going for the attack into Brain's base. This is going to turn into a base race. So we got carriers there getting attacked by Goliaths, and they're attacking the command center. The command center is getting taken down really, really quick, and down it goes. Carrier goes down for it in exchange, but he's here in the base, killing stuff whenever he can. Not gonna give Brain an easy time here, as it's difficult to reach the backside here, but Brain has some money in the bank. He should be fine, but now the cannons here in the front have all been taken down as Brain pushes into San Francisco's base. San Francisco is in some trouble. The carriers are kind of locked into this top corner. They cannot escape, and he doesn't have enough to defend here back at home either. So both players are racing to the finish line, seeing who can kill the other faster than the other. And it kind of looks like Brain simply has more destructive power here inside of San Francisco's base. You should be able to do it, although the carriers are retreating, but they all get taken down. Only 2 stay alive. Make that only 2 stay alive on pretty much no HP at all. 10 HP there on the carrier. As it gets taken down, Dark Templars might be able to enter the map. Did he kill any of the scans? He left the scans alive, so Dark Templars won't be able to do anything at all. Carriers arriving back home, more carriers in production. Dark Templars are being built as well, but look at this pushing power from the tanks, and look at the production coming from the backside there, entering San Francisco's base. He is being pushed into a literal corner. He's being eaten alive. Brain might have just done it with pure aggression, pure calculated aggression. Not sure how he does it, but somehow he manages to do it every single time. EMP on the cannons, and San Francisco taps out, calls GG, leaves the game because he knows at this point there's not really anything he can do anymore. Not enough carriers, not enough gateways, and Brain just has a large conga line of Goliaths walking across the map to go for the attack and finish off San Francisco once and for all. And doesn't look like it's gonna work. So game number 1 goes to Brain, who shows a very strong game. Kind of lucky at the start. Almost to critical amounts of damage against the Dark Templars. I think San Francisco misread the situation at the start, or maybe just really wanted to get Dark Templars on the map. And I think if he went for a 2nd or 3rd round of Dragoons, he could have ended the game really early on, because Brain was playing very risky. He was risking it all on that opening build order where he didn't have much to defend it with. But San Francisco in the end couldn't hang on for long enough. Kills the command center but loses his army. Losing the army means losing the base. Brain wins game number 1. Thank you for watching. It was RGB for RJB TV. Please do return next time around when I start with game number 2 between San Francisco and Brain. It should be about as insane as this game.